Okay, so Angelique, you know how I conduct my personal private readings, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I just wanted you to know that for the record. So, okay, so we're going to go through what I connected through meditating and tapping into your energy to see what your spirit guides would give me, all right, in order to
Mm-hmm.
put you on your path. So when I channeled for you, the four of energy came up, meaning the four elements: earth, water, fire, and air. And so it basically wants you to start recognizing four elements of nature. Go to the beach, catch some of the sun rays. It's number one. Number two is put your feet in the sand or the salt water. All right. Number three is plant a tree or some plants. You could grow some herbs. All right. And then number four is meditate daily 3 to 5 minutes just to clear the mind, you know, before you start your day. And then number five is light a candle to set your intentions and write your intentions down on a piece of paper. Let the universe know that this is what you want to manifest. You know what I mean? So those are the five things, the five key elements that your spirit guides asked me to share with you to start setting your intentions for personal and business, you know, for your prosperity and for your sanity, for you, you know. So I would definitely do that. I will follow up on it. You know what I mean? And just make sure that you're taking notes as to the energy and your state of mind with your emotions of how you're feeling before that happens and then after. You know what I mean? So let's just say if you want to take one day and you want to meditate in the morning before you start your day, 3 to 5 minutes. So you record what is your emotional state at that point in time, right? What is your energy? Are you low on energy? Are you high on energy? Are you excited? Are you sad? You know, whatever. And then once you do that, after you meditate, then I want you to write down, record your emotions, your feelings, your thoughts. Okay. The same thing if you should go to the beach, put your feet in the salt water. You know what I mean? Because what you're doing is you're basically creating a chart for each day. I would do it for like maybe 30 days. And of course, I'm not telling you to do all 5 of them. You know what I'm saying? Because we're very busy. But let's just chart it for 30 days to see whether it's and even if you're not able to get to a beach, you can take and pink salt, right? And you can put it in the bath water, and you can also get some Florida water. I don't know if you know what Florida water looks like. This is your Florida water right here.
Mm-hmm.
So you can get some of that, put it in your bath water, and just soak. Just soak, right? And once you do that, because a lot of times we pick up a lot of energy from other people that we're around. It could be at a grocery store. It could be our friends after we get through having a conversation with them. It could be you going out at an event. And so a lot of times that energy or that negative vibrations out there, it attaches itself to your aura, and it sort of weighs you down, especially if you are the type of person that is, say like you're an like you feel other people's emotions. You just have like a high intuition, whatever. A lot of times that, that dulling light or that negative energy can attach itself to your light because it sees your light based on your aura. You know what I mean? So this will help to cleanse your aura as well as lighten the load off of yourself from being drained by others.
So how much Florida water do you put in your bath water?
I just, I don't put a whole lot. It just depends on how I feel. Like if I feel like, okay, after I get off of work and I had a rough day at work, or there were multiple arguments that had nothing to do with me at work, but I was just in the middle of it. Of course, I work at a correctional facility. So a lot of times, you know, whenever I get home, depending on if I'm around negative coworkers or around inmates that have been fighting, a lot of times I pick up those emotions, that low vibrational energy. So whenever I get home, I make sure that I cleanse myself. Either I'll sage, I'll use a Paleo Santo sage, because this is a lighter woodsy, natural smell than the white sage. The white sage, I would have to go outside and sage myself because, you know, I live with other people in the house and sometimes that's too strong for them. So I'll use this and sage myself, and then I'll go take, you know, a spiritual bath, which consists of the Florida water or the pink Himalayan salt. So that chips away at a lot of the heaviness that I'm feeling from, you know, feeling like I'm drained. Yeah. So that's what I would suggest with you as well. Whenever I channel for you, what came up is a partnership. Are you in a partnership with your business or not? Or do you have a business? No.
It's-
Is that something that you've been thinking about?
Um, Not really with my travel business, but since things are not the way that I'd like for them to be with my travel business,
Right.
I've been looking at other business models. And in particular, I have met someone who has some really good businesses that he and I have discussed me possibly helping with.
Okay.
But that's not my passion. But I'm at a point right now where I'm really looking at really finding where is my money source and being in line with where my money is, because right now things are up in the air.
Kind of like sporadic. You have good days, you have bad days.
Yeah.
Trying to be more consistent with the good days and the flow and energy. Okay. Also, number 5 came up when dealing with your business, which is the number of change. So Spirit is saying, sit still, calm your nerves, so you can think rational and know that change is constant. Analyze how you can incorporate the change that's taking place to thrive in this change. So basically, just what you just mentioned, that you're looking for a way to keep it kind of consistent, but you're trying to, you know, remain calm in your business, but you're trying to seek, okay, where's the money source? How can, when I have slow days in my business, how can I amplify it doing something else? So it'd be like multiple ways of bringing in money outside of your travel business, right?
Right. Right.
So this you would what I would do is I would sit down with a pen and piece of paper. Okay, you know that are you booking travel personally yourself?
Yes.
You are. Okay. Are you charging people for doing the research?
I tried. Yes.
You try to, or you do?
Well, I do. However, that's a new part of my business that I'm implementing.
Okay.
And I kind of feel like people don't really want to pay that when they can go and book it online for free.
Okay.
So it's kind of making the separation between who my clients really are and who my clients aren't.
Right,
But at the end of the day, the numbers are showing that, there aren't enough customers that are willing to pay that planning fee
right.
or the research fee.
Okay, so that's why doubt came up. It says, Spirit is sharing with me about doubt in this business, or more so within yourself. Uh, it, I don't think your looks or your anything like that has to do anything with it, but I think it's more so your confidence in what you offer people. You know what I mean? Like your business package, whatever the preliminary work that you're going through. And I used to do travel as well. I used to book travel. And when I realized that I came up against this situation, there was a friend from North Carolina, one of my schoolmates, asked me about a booking for my booking engine that I was using, that I had access to use, and checking out some rates for I can't think of the name of it right now. Like a Carnival cruise line. They was wanting to go on a trip for, I think it was like 5 or 7 days, right? So after I called the booking agent, because we have access to get information at our rate as if we were booking it. And so once I gave him the rates and all the information, it was like, okay, well, we'll let you know. Thanks. I appreciate it. Right. So I did all of that research. It was probably about an hour to an hour and a half worth of my time. And I received nothing for it. Come to find out, they still went on the trip. He was just wanting me to do the preliminary work for him to find out, okay, I guess they had researched some numbers and then they wanted to see what I was going to get from right. So they could weigh their options. So I said, you know what? I'll never do that again because that wasted so much of my time and I got nothing for it. So what I said was, I'm going to set a research fee for my travel business, and anyone wanting me to look up any trips or anything like that, I'm gonna charge them $25. That was years ago. Now I would charge $35. And the reason being is because inflation. Everything is going up. That if they can afford to think about travel and to want to travel, they know gas prices is going up. They know airline fees are going up, especially during the summer, because it's near the certain holidays. So don't have any doubt, but have all the confidence within yourself to know that you are worth them paying $35 for a research fee or whatever name you want to give it, right? Because that's you doing the groundwork. That's you making the calls. That's you finding out, okay, if they were to fly from this airport or this airport into this airport, are they going to need an Uber? Are they going to do this? Are they going, so that's time out of your day. So you got to charge them a research fee. So you just let them know before I'm able to do any work. What I do is I charge I charge a fee for me, preliminary fee for me doing this work. And you can, however you want to do it, if you got it set where you do a square payment or Cash App or whatever, however they make the payment. Once they make that payment, then that's when you go to work and start doing your research. At least if they even if they decided not to go with you and book the trip, at least you got paid for your time in doing the research. But don't be afraid to charge people for your time and for your knowledge. All right. So that's what Spirit is telling me. That's one way to compensate for it. And also, like anytime that you add in any little extras, as far as like, they ask you, okay, can you set up where I can have wine or I can have flowers or I can have cakes or whatever? You know what I mean? Like you need to charge them for that as well, because that's extra on top of the package. You know what I mean? Making sure that, let's say, hey, you need to call a florist or whatever, right? Or call a wine company, or maybe even call the cruise line and ask them, if they can set that up, stuff like that. Have a way where you can include those charges into the fee. You know what I mean? Just let them know straight up and be honest, because if they were to go somewhere, they may not go through you, but then they'll choose to go through somewhere like, what's a booking agent that people go through? Like,
Expedia.
yeah, Expedia. Don't you think they charge them a fee for everything? You see what I'm saying? So they just don't see it. They just don't see the fee, but they get charged for it. So yeah, don't be afraid of that. Also, what else came up? Supplement to your business model, like a Airbnb or a bed and breakfast. So along with booking travel. I'm sorry?
You broke up at the beginning of your sentence.
Oh yeah, so like an Airbnb or possibly even a bed and breakfast. I'm not sure if that's something that you've thought about doing. But even if you had to go in with a partner, you know what I mean? And just, possibly see what that would cost, getting maybe an Airbnb. And this is not something that you would do like next week or whatever, but it's just something for you to keep in the back of your mind, how you can supplement your income for your business. Whenever the travel business, whenever you book and travel, is not bringing in a whole lot, you still have Airbnbs or a bed and breakfast. Like I said, if you have extra room in your house, and you decided to, or even if you are renting a house or have, another house and you don't know exactly what to do with it, this is something that you can implement, in creating income for yourself. So just a bed and breakfast, renting out a room, as well. And then you can tell, the people that come and maybe stay or whatever, you can tell them, look, I book travel as well. So if you're looking to maybe take a cruise or maybe do a all-inclusive or whatever, so that way you can continue keeping them in your circle for future business, possibility, should I say. So what else came in your relationship? It says something about guard your heart, evaluate your options, make sure that they bring something to the table. So do you mind speaking to me about your relationship? This is something that came up.
You talking about in terms of companion relationship?
Yes.
Or
Yes. Are you married?
no, I'm single.
Okay.
I'm single. And I have an ex that is really just a friend, but he and I are very, very close.
Okay.
I feel like at one point during our relationship, we were thinking of taking things to the next level.
Okay.
But whenever we talked about going to the next level, it just seemed like it just never worked. So now we're at a point where we just understand that we're just friends.
Okay.
We have fun together, we travel together. But in terms of things going to a more serious level, I don't think it's gonna happen.
Okay. Is that something that you're looking for? Maybe with them or maybe with someone else?
I mean, I thought that it would have been him because I really do love him.
Okay.
However, just based off of how things have taken, how certain things have transpired, I realized that that wouldn't be a good option for me because, he's not ready. That's not what he's really looking for.
Okay.
But of course, course, I definitely am interested in having a companion that I can build with, someone who really loves me and appreciates me and
Right,
values me, somebody that I really have a deep connection with. So
right.
yeah, ultimately, yes, that is what I want.
So yeah, that's why Spirit is saying to make sure that they bring something to the table, because I have um, I have an intuition. I have a deep feeling that based on you guys' relationship, maybe he didn't bring as much to the table as far as when it dealt with your feelings with certain things, and that's what is causing the um, uh, I want to say the separation, but it's like things are not flowing as fluid as you would like them to. You know what I'm saying? In order to take it to that next level. And it's because maybe some of the doubt that you have in him that he's able to, let's say something happens to you. Is he able to take care of you? Is he able to provide this, so on and so forth? Like,
He's a good provider. He's just
right.
not emotionally mature.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I know it was something that was kind of like blocking your relationship as far as moving forward or anything like that. Um, Also, going back to the business, I'm kind of hopping around here. Have you thought about doing maybe a signature loan against your savings? Like if you have anything in savings in your business account, if you have one, like if you needed extra income or to do something to further your business ideals, um, maybe getting a signature loan or maybe even taking out a business line of credit.
Mm, I don't I hadn't thought about that because I believe you have to have a certain amount of income coming in
Right,
monthly to substantiate the loan. And right
right.
now, I wouldn't be able to
Well,
do
yeah,
that.
now as far as the business line of credit, yes, you do have to show a history of certain income coming in on a monthly basis in order for them to grant you a business line. You know what I mean? Whether you have already established a LLC, a sole proprietorship, whatever, whatever way that you plan to do business and to protect your business, they just need to see like a history line of income coming in and then funds going out to supply, business supplies or whatever. So, but anyway, that the loan, the signature loan is basically it's just a loan against what money you already have in the savings. So instead of you using your own money, the bank is just going to give you a loan almost equal to the amount, or maybe even a little bit more, based on your relationship with the bank. Um, so they would give you that amount, and you would just pay. You would pay on it like it was a bill, basically paying it back. So that in turns help to build your credit as well. So it's just some options, to think about.
Okay.
So something else came up with digestion, like what's going on with your midsection from your breasts down to your hip area. Like, have you been having some issues with that? Whether it was maybe in the past couple of months ago, currently, nothing. Okay. So just keep that in the back of your mind, just in case if you start to think about it, or if you watch the video and you're like, you know what, yeah, 6 months ago, I was having some situations. So it just came up. So I thought that I would ask you about it. Yes. Do you have any questions about what I channeled from you for spirit, from spirit? Any questions on that?
So basically, you talked about the five elements: earth, water, fire, air. And what
Right.
was the fifth? Earth, water, fire, air, and
Well, it's just four. It's earth, water, fire, and air. And that was the number 4 energy that came up when I was first channeling with you, which means that these are the elements that spirit wants you to start working with to sort of like ground yourself and keep yourself connected with source, connected with the energy of earth, right?
Mhm.
And then the 5 things that I suggested was like going to the beach, catching sun rays, putting your feet in salt water, or in the water of the beach or whatever. Plant a tree or some plants. You could also grow some herbs. So if it's any things that, any herbs that you like to grow or try to produce or anything like that. And that what that's doing is that's connecting you back with nature again. It's connecting you back to the earth. Right?
Yeah, I have a lot of plants. I do well with plants.
Okay, good, good. Meditate for 3 to 5 minutes a day. And then light a candle to set your intentions. And then write your intentions down on a piece of paper and let the universe know that this is what you want to manifest. So have you ever did that before, like set your intentions and do like a petition to the universe?
I have written some things down that I wanted and prayed on it and folded it.
Okay. So what did you do after you folded it?
Um, I kept it in a
Okay.
folder.
Okay, so this is one thing that you want to do. And I actually have a petition journal that's being sent to me. So what you want to do is you can get notebook paper, right? Or if you choose to get like an intention journal, get that, light a white candle, right? Like you see here, I lit my white candle. If you want to get like some sage or maybe even a candle, not a candle, but a incense, light the incense. Because basically what that's doing is that's knocking on the door to the universe, letting them know, look, my intention is. And as you're writing down on a piece of paper the things that you want to manifest or that you would like to see to come forth uh, in your life. So you want to write that down, and then you want to fold it. So let's say, okay, this is what I wrote down, right, on my piece of paper. So I'm going to fold it this way one time, and then I'm going to fold it this way, right? And then what I'm going to do is, once I do that, I'm going to, once again, I'll put it against my heart, and I'll either meditate or say it again, my intentions. And then I'm saying this, I'm setting forth the intention to manifest this in my life. And as you take this, you want to put some flame to it, so light it. You could put it in like maybe a little cauldron or like a little pot or whatever, and you want to light it. And as it's lighting, the flame is catching a piece of paper on fire. And so you just want to place it in there and let it, and you want to watch it until it stops smoking or the flame stops on this, right? So basically what you're doing is you're sending your wish, or more so your wish, you're sending your intentions out to the universe, right? And so as you do that, after you do that, you don't want to think about what you wrote on this paper anymore, right? Because you're going to allow the forces of nature to bring that back to you, to have it to manifest and show up in your life.
Okay.
Yeah, so the only part that you was missing was the folding it and then lighting it on fire. Because once you light it on fire, it's like, so mote it be, or so it shall happen. Basically is the words that you're saying, the intention that you have by lighting.
Okay.
So now there's a invocation of the elements. And you can listen to this video again, but what I'm going to say is basically what you want to say and invoke with the laws of nature, right? In order for things to manifest in your life, right? So invocation of the elements, air, fire, water, earth, elements of astral birth. I charge you now, attend to me. In the circle rightly cast, safe from psychic curse and blast. I charge you now, attend to me. From cave and desert, sea and hill, by wand, blade, cup, and pinnacle. I charge you now, attend to me. This is my will, so mote it be. All right. So basically that's setting the intention, and what you're doing is you're invoking the elements of the earth to work to work for you. Right. So whatever it is that it could even be like your intentions. You can even say this once you write down your intentions and you fold it, you hold it to your heart. And this is this is something that you can say. So air, fire, water, earth, elements of astral birth, I charge you now, attend to me, in the circle rightly cast, safe from psychic curse and blast. I charge you now, attend to me, from cave and desert, sea and hill, by wand, blade, cup, and pentacle. I charge you now, attend to me, this is my will, so mote it be. And then when you do that, then you just light it. So basically, and you also have here, like, once you're done doing your ritual, you can also dismiss the elements. So a lot of times, like, we may call on the ancestors, right, to come down for whether it's a reading or for whether it's, let's say you're blessing your child, you're maybe doing whatever, whatever ritual you're doing. But we never send the ancestors back, or we never send the energy back, right, to source. So this is a dismissal of the elements. So you can say earth, water, fire, and air, elements both strong and fair. Return to your abodes now, flee. This is my will, so mote it be. So basically you're sending the elements and the energy back to source.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes any sense. So anytime that you call upon the energies of the earth, of the elements, even the energies of the crystals, right? So this is selenite. This is black tourmaline. So I would say something like this. Black tourmaline, I call upon your energy to protect, guide me, and with intentions of consecrating my will, you could just make up whatever it is that you want. So basically to protect me, mind, body, and soul, any negative energy that is sent to me, I ask that you return it tenfold or whatever. You know what I mean? And so when you set your intention or you call the energy of the elements, of course, crystals, dealing with nature, earth, water, air, fire, whether it's you calling on your ancestors or you're calling on your spiritual guides, when you call upon them, you also want to send them back. You know what I mean? Because what happens is when you call down their energy and their energy is around you, a lot of times, depending on how many of them come, it could be too much energy. And then you don't want the energy to become stagnant around you. You know what I mean? You're calling it down for a purpose, and then you're sending it away to call upon it again. But if you call on them and you never send them away, then that, they're like, okay, what are we here for? Okay, we did the intention, we did this, we did the ritual. Why do you have us here? You see what I'm saying? So you want to send them away, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I've never heard of that before.
Yeah.
So is that considered witchcraft?
It's not considered witchcraft. It's like this, right? The people who created these terms and names for what witchcraft is, they do that to scare you. They do that to create doubt, disbelief, fear within you. But then they go and do it. The most powerful people on the planet, the people who run this country, many multitudes of dignitaries and people who run different countries, they go and they do rituals. They call on the elements of the fire, the air, the earth, the water. But they tell you to believe in Jesus Christ. And that if you are to look for anyone outside of Jesus Christ, you're going to hell. You see what I'm saying? When you're calling on the energies of, let's just say, crystals or the earth, water, fire, air, those are natural elements. Those are the energies of the earth. That's what you're connected with. That's what you're made from. You're made from the clay and the dust of the ground. Your body has 75% water in it. You are air or spirit because you are a spirit. You're a spirit first, and then you're a human. You incarnated into a human being, an avatar. So you are a spirit and a soul before you are anything else. So all you're doing is calling on the energies that help to create and make you. So how is that witchcraft? You see what I'm saying? So you're just on a greater source of energy that created an aspect of who you are. So you're calling down the energies for more assistance.
Gotcha. That's interesting.
Yeah. And so a lot of people, they get caught up into the fear of, doing these rituals or using certain words or whatever, because they feel like it's witchcraft or they feel like it's evil or something that, something in them is not set right because of a program that they was taught by their parents or, anyone that raised them, to shy away from that when it's part of your culture, it's part of who you are. You're a spiritual being. You're supposed to be using this to assist you, on this low plane.
Right. And that's interesting that you say that, because I am over 50 and I'm just now kind of understanding a little bit more about having ancestors and spiritual guides.
Right.
Like before, that was like, you would, that was, my understanding was that was satanic to try to tap into a dead person. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
that was, not a good thing to do. So I'm, just now becoming a little more, should I say, open to that.
Right. Yeah, definitely allow yourself to be more intuitive, more just don't believe at this point in your journey, don't believe anything. Trust your soul to want to seek, what it is that your soul is having a thirst for. So whatever knowledge or information that you want to read, discover, just learn. You know what I mean? Because there's something in you that's reaching out towards it, but it's because of our programming that keeps us stuck, or it keeps us in fear of saying, no, this may not be good, or this may be bad, or this is not what I'm used to. This is outside of my comfort zone. This is scary. because you're going within. And a lot of times when you go within, you're going back towards your soul. A lot of people, they don't want to face the reality of themselves because they create from an ego standpoint all of these things about themselves that is not true. Like they'll follow people, they'll do things that other people do because they want that same attention, that same limelight, and it's not who you naturally are. You're creating a copy of someone else,
Right.
based off of what you see or the lifestyle that they have, and that's not you. So once you learn to be your authentic self, it's the most mind-freeing state of mind that you can be in. You know what I mean? Like when you know that, when you know who you are, you know what you are, and no one can say anything that's going to scare you, that's going to, jolt you or whatever, because you're going based off of your soul, what your soul is telling you, what your spirit guides are telling you, what naturally feels right. So I'm saying your natural instincts. So I'm gonna go ahead and do your life path number, your gift number, your soul number, your soul expression number, and your expression number. So your life path number is
My full name?
need your date of birth for that.
My date of birth is 2/22/1968.
2/22/1960. Wow. Look at those numbers, how they line up.
Yeah. And those numbers are always to
Yes, that's why they follow you. These are some powerful numbers. 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 10 plus 6 16 plus 6 1 plus 2 3. Let's do it. Okay, so your life path number is 3. So this number deals with general life and everyday ups and downs. We all have a particular theme to our lives, sort of like a flow. So the life path number shows us how our lives will flow in general. So a lot of times, let's see, add up the single digit and your full birth date, reduce to a single digit by adding the sums, including the master number 11, 22, 33. Okay, so this is your life path number. So a lot of times when significant things happen to you, it could be possibly a birth of a child, anything that come to you like it's a surprise, it could be a check, anything that's positive that always happens is usually going to happen on either March, the 3rd day of the month, or It could be the 3rd, it could be the 13th, it could be the 23rd, but that number 3 will always follow you.
Oh, okay. I thought 2 was my number.
Two is your number, right? Because these are master numbers, especially when you have 2 and 2, those are master numbers. So, but the fact that they all, when you add them all up, the single digit that you come up with is the number 3. So what you want to do, you want to do it on the 3rd day of the month, or any time it goes into like 13 or 23 or whatever. It's so odd because my birthday is October 23rd, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So the 2 and the 3 follow me as well all the time.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but my number is 8, 5, 5, and 5. So the 5 is real strong within my numbers. So anyway, okay, that's your life path number. Now let's go with your gift number. Your gift number would be, let's see, add up the day of the month that you were born. So that you were born on the 22nd. Reduce it by 2 and 2 is 4. So that was easy. 2 and 2 equal 4. So your gift number is 4.
Now, is that talents and gifts?
It says this number reveals your innate gifts, talents, skills, and abilities. Everyone has some things that are naturally easy for them. The gift number clearly shows us personal gifts that can be shared with the world.
And you said that was the
Number 4.
that was
That's the gift number. But
that was
I'm sorry.
that was the month and the day mixed together?
No, this is actually the day of the month that you were born. You was born on the 22nd. So the 2
Okay.
before, yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is like a master number as well. Do you find yourself to be intuitive?
Yes.
You do? Okay. I was wondering because your master number shows that because it's a very powerful number, and the fact that it's a 22, you know,
Yeah.
it's like you know things before it happens, you know.
Yeah. Some things I have seen happen before it happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your full name.
It's Angelique, and that's spelled Angelique. Dion, Dionne.
Dionne. Okay.
Yes, Carey.
Carey. What's that?
Carey.
Carey. Carey. Okay. All right. Now the expression number and how you find your expression number is this number reveals how we like to express ourselves, how we like to communicate and get our point across. So you convert your full birth name into numbers using the Chaldean numerology key. So do not include like junior, senior, the third, etc. Reduce to a single digit and add in the sums of the number. So okay. Okay, so your expression number is 6. Okay. And your last number. So only the vowels. A, E. So, that's fine. Okay, so your soul urge number is 2.
I'm sorry, what is this number?
Your soul urge number.
Soul urge.
Yes.
So what am I supposed to do with these numbers?
Okay. Basically, just start paying attention to these numbers. Like if there's anything, for instance, like, okay, with your life path number, if there's anything dealing with general life, everyday ups and downs, you'll recognize that usually the energy of these numbers would or that type of energy would settle on these days. So it would be like, okay, since your life path number is number 3, so any times you may have ups and downs in your life, where times where you feel depressed, times where you feel most happy, anything dealing with the emotions is going to happen on the either the 3rd day of the month, the third month, or something dealing with 3. And so what you want to do is, depending on how that energy is coming in, whether that's a heavy energy that's bringing about, maybe someone died in your family on the 3rd or whatever, on March 3rd or something like that, then you know that that's the reason that that energy is coming in, is because it's a, you know, so you may not want to do anything that you're trying to manifest on that day. Maybe it's best to do it another day, because you already have that. It's a low vibrational energy that could be coming in. So that might
But if it's a up, if it's an up, because you said it could be either general ups or downs, right?
Right, right,
So if it was an up,
right.
then I would need to still avoid that, doing
Not
something on it.
avoid it. Like I said, it depends on the energy that's coming in and how you're feeling.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So, because you can feel it, like usually when I get up and after I meditate, I know what type of day it's gonna be for me. Like if I feel like there's something positive, like I'm energetic and I'm kind of like I'm thinking clear and my mind
Mm-hmm.
ready to take on the day. Okay, this is my, so anything that I need to do, right? And I'm feeling upbeat, this is the day I need to do it. And then I want to look at the date. So it could be, what's tomorrow? Like the 23rd, right? I was born
Mm-hmm.
October the 23rd, right? But being that it is May, May means that it's the change. So 5 is the number of change. The 23rd is the day that I was born. So if the energy is coming in where it's high vibrational or whatever, and in the past couple of days, let's just say I had a crappy week or whatever, but I'm feeling positive and energetic on this day. Okay, this is the day for change, being that it's May, which is the number 5. 23rd is the day that I was born on. And then the energy of how I'm feeling is actually upbeat. You know, I'm feeling positive. I'm feeling like I have a clear mind. This, and I feel like this is the day to do something. Like this is the day to start my book, to start writing in my book. Or this is the day that I need to start meditating because there's a message that's going to come through my meditation. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So you just got to kind of like feel that energy. The gift number is like an innate gift, talent, or skills or ability. So say like you like to sing, right? So let's just say you may have a performance that's on the, what's your gift number? That's on the 4th. So it could be like June the 4th that you may have a singing performance. You kind of feeling nervous or whatever, but that 4th is your gift number. That's the day that, that you may have this gift of singing or whatever. You're feeling nervous about this event, but you're going to do fine. Don't worry about it because it's on that energy of that birthday that it allows you to express your talent, your gift, your ability. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, so the number 4 is not the type of gift or ability, because that's what I was thinking, that it was a category of a.
Yeah, so it just depends on whatever your gift is. It doesn't mean like whether you do like drawing or singing, or, or I don't know, like you're a channeler, like you do readings. So it just depends on whatever it is your gift, your talent is for that day.
Mm-hmm.
That day or that your gift is going to be amplified because the energy of that day is present. You see what I'm saying? And you're doing it on that day. So it's just
Okay, so let me ask you this. Is there a number that helps you to determine what your gift is?
you you would probably have to consult with someone who does astrology.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a person
Mm-hmm.
with astrology, they will be able to tell you what your gift is.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't specialize in that, so I mean, I don't want to give you any information that would be wrong, so I'm not going to even try. That's not my specialty.
Right. I was just thinking that that's what the gift number was,
Right.
like a number 4 generally is for people who are creative, that do
Right.
well with working with other people. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought it was
Right.
like a
Right.
category,
It
but
could be. It could be as well. I'm just going based off of this book.
mm,
So
okay.
it's coming with some limited information that I haven't really expounded on outside
Oh,
what it's telling me. And so, yeah, so your soul urge number would be the number 2.
Okay, so we got 3, 4,
That
6, 2.
yeah. So you have what?
Okay.
A 3, a 4, a 6, and a 2. Wow, they're all different numbers. 3, 4, 6, and 2. So, but as that 2 came back up when it talks about your soul number, basically your inner desires, wants, and natural attractions. That makes sense because you also have a power number in 222. So that was for it to come back up in your soul urge number. So basically, what you can also use this for, and then I'll be done, unless you have any questions. So if
Yeah, I do have some questions.
okay, yeah, that's fine. So like if you have any deities that you want to work with, so you know your numbers, and you can actually, you could probably order this if you want to. Deity, numerology,
That's a spirit, right?
huh?
That's a deity is a spirit, right?
Yes. So this deity here is Tahuti Thoth. That's on.
Huh?
I said that's Thoth. That's Tahuti Thoth on the cover. The deity is Tahuti Thoth. That's what I'm pointing out to you.
Oh.
So, which is the Egyptian god. But like I say, if you ever get into like certain deities that you want to call on, then
I don't really know of any.
yeah. So basically, this book right here, it has different deities. That's their number. So let's just say if it's for instance, what is your numbers? See, 3, 4, 6, and 2. So your numbers is 3, 4, 6, and 2. So you would go to like, so like 3. So let's say you wanted to connect with an Egyptian deity, right? You can connect with Shishat, which is the goddess of wisdom, knowledge, and writing. So because her number is the number 3. Or you, let's say if you know about the Orishas and you wanted to connect with the Orisha gods, you can connect with Oya, which is a temperance, guardian of cemetery, and wings of change, winds of change goddess. So Oya is basically dealing with like the wind, very powerful winds. So tornadoes, thunderstorms, anything that has a powerful wind to it, you're dealing with Oya. Ogun, god of iron and metal. So anytime, you know, say your iron is low, or you want to, you know, you're working with iron or whatever, in whatever ritual. So you want to call on Ogun.
So how do you call on those? I mean, what do you, I don't understand.
Okay, so for instance, like if I'm doing a ritual, right, or I want to call on some energies, some deities to help assist me in healing. Let's just say I'm sick or I have a family member that's sick or whatever. So if I'm going to do, let's say like a ritual for them, so I would, you know, do like maybe a candle. I would have like some crystals around, and then I would like, for instance, like I have the deity Ganesha, right? This is a statue Ganesha, right? I would have the statue in the midst of my ritual or whatever. And also, where's Ganesha at? So Ganesha is actually a number 3 as well. So Ganesha is god of wisdom, knowledge, and new beginnings. So Ganesha is like a Hindu or Indian goddess or god. So I will call on Ganesh for like blessings, prosperity, health, because Ganesha is also a deity of health and change, right? So
Mhm.
change is what I'm wanting to bring about for the sickness that may be in one of my family members. Good health is what I'm wanting to restore in my family member, and prosperity or health, or, whatever. So I will call on the energies of Ganesha for restoring good health, for there to be a change in the sickness of said family member or whatever. I'm calling down energies um, for the power of change within my life or their life or whatever. So it's just basically you're asking for assistance from the gods or goddesses to, restore or to empower you to help, with the change of whatever
So,
it is that you're trying to change.
so it's like you are praying, and instead of ending it in Jesus's name, you're ending the prayer in the deity's name.
No, you're not praying to the deity. You're just calling
Uh,
on the energy of the deity.
But is it like a prayer? Like,
It's
is it
not a
like
prayer. It's basically it's like you're invoking the spirit or the energy.
so?
Yeah.
I guess I'm asking, when do you do that? Like, how do you do that? So you're sitting down. I would
Yeah.
imagine you're meditating or something, and then you
Uh, it-
talk to
you
it,
don't
or
necessarily have to meditate. For instance, like I know you're gonna be like, okay, Chris, you're going way too far. But I like to use different energies, right? So, okay,
uh,
Kali, this is Mother Kali. You look at her like, oh no, what is it? So, what Kali teaches you about lessons, life lessons, how you can overcome. It's about overcoming, facing your fears, right?
mhm.
Let's say if I had a fear that I wanted to change, like, you know what, I'm getting tired of being afraid. I'm getting tired of having this nervous energy within myself when it comes to confronting my boyfriend who beats me, or coming,
Or just a fear of speaking
or
in
just the
public.
fear of speaking, just
Yeah.
speaking truth, right?
Uh-huh.
So I call on the energies of Kali to help me to accept the things that I cannot change, and the faith and the courage and confidence to change the things that are in me to change. I call on Kali to protect me, to guide me as I face my fear and going swimming, or face my fear in public speaking. You see what I'm saying? So basically, what
Yeah.
Kali is going to do is basically kind of like give you the courage and uh, uh, basically it's going to push you towards your fear.
Mhm. So to me, that was like a prayer. That seemed like a prayer to me.
Right. I mean, it could be a prayer, but in essence, it's just basically you're calling down the energies of these spirits, of these forces to assist you and guide you to
Mhm.
to uh to kind of like basically to overcome whatever it is, to get assistance for whatever it is that you're asking for.
Mhm. Okay.
So that's just something I just wanted to give you as an extra bonus. If
Oh, it's a bonus. Okay.
no, what I mean by that is because, like, based on your religion, I will ask you, like, if you're religious, if you not spiritual, if you don't, if you see that as something that you don't want to practice or whatever, then, of course, I wouldn't include that in here. I was just doing it because I was going through the numerology and finding out what your numbers were.
Right. And I mean, I appreciate that. Like, I feel like I'm more spiritual than I am religious.
Right.
And as I mentioned before, I feel like also based off of what I was taught growing up, there
Okay.
are some things that, some beliefs that, belief systems that I didn't choose.
Right.
So I'm, finding in my maturity that some of those things may or may not have been, you know, the best
Mhm.
choices.
Right.
So I'm open to understand spirituality more than I did before.
Right.
But I want to make sure that I'm not going too far to the left or, too far to the
Right.
right,
What is
because I do feel like there is a fine line between
what?
good, you know, good
Yeah,
and
because
bad.
that's what I was going to ask you. What is that? Too far to the left or too far to the right?
I mean, I don't want to get involved or invoke something that I am not prepared for.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to
Right.
bring in some energy that is too much for me to handle
Right.
and then be in a situation that, you know, may not benefit me spiritually or
Gotcha.
physically. You know what I
I
mean?
understand. Right.
So
I understand that. Yeah. So yes,
yeah.
I go at a slow pace. I've been doing this for 30 years. So a lot of stuff that when I open my mind and possibilities of maybe a lot of the stuff that I was taught at a very early age was not true. Maybe there were some answers that weren't given to my ancestors, my mother, my father, my grandparents to instill within me. And so
Mhm.
I'm left with the journey of discovering what my truth is, what the actual
Mhm.
truth is. You know what I'm saying? So based off the customs and traditions that they instilled in me, based off of what they knew, I have to take it a step further. You see what I'm saying? Because I was born here for a purpose and for a reason to help assist people, to, people on the journey as far as them awakening, to guide them and direct them to their highest truth and to connect with spirit.
Mm.
And then based off
Right.
of that, they will take it to, however far they can take it. And then
Mhm.
because we don't want to die with all of this information. Like everything that I've discovered in the past 30 years, I don't want to die with it and it ends with me. I'm looking to pass it on to my nephew or so on and so forth. So
Right. Okay.
yeah, because
So was that the only thing that you like you received spiritually?
what do you mean?
And in terms of, you said that you meditated on my behalf, and those were some of the things that came out. Like, was that it, or was there anything else that came out?
No, there was nothing else that came out. So when spirit connects with you and they give you intuitive information, in this case about yourself, that's what stood out the most. That's what your spirit guides would like for you to focus on and concentrate on the most, right? And then once you focus on that and you continue to work with that, other things will start to open up. So it's like going down a rabbit hole. Once that start to work for you and it opens up and you start to manifest certain things based on your intentions and what you want to manifest,
Mhm.
and something else is going to open for you.
Mhm.
So it's like unlocking certain certain keys or certain locks that's within your DNA for you to find your, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
But it all starts with going within. Because a lot of times when I look on the outside, the forces of the outside force us to, we basically like when we want to put it in their hands. Here, Jesus, God, here, Lord, take it from me, and work with it. And they're like, hold on now. You got a soul, you got a spirit, you're intuitively inclined, you're going to work with this yourself. You know what I'm saying? So we
Mhm.
teach you how to go within to recognize the energy or the problem situation that exists, and we want you to work it out. You see what I'm saying?
Who is we? When you say we, who are you talking about?
When I say we, keep in mind that not only do you have spirit guides, you have ancestors, and then you have your higher self, right? So
Mm,
in essence, a part of your higher self, which is your higher consciousness, right? Your ego,
mm,
right? Which knows all. It has you to go through these experiences so you can grow from the point of where you are, so you can grow. And then, of course, your spirit guides are there to assist you and guide you based on you asking for assistance.
mhm,
They're there to show you certain things that's going to help you unlock, different aspects of yourself, or things about your family, things that's in your DNA. And so, yeah. So when I say we, that's what I'm saying. Like, they are there to guide you and assist you. You still there?
okay, there you go.
Yeah.
There you are.
Yeah. So yeah. So
You said,
did you get some clarity through that? Did that?
well, I think you kind of froze a little bit, but you said that
Okay.
the ancestors are there to help you get to help you to grow
Right. To help,
to your
because a lot of times we think of our ancestors as being out there, right? But your ancestors is within your DNA. They're within your blood. So, and when a family member passes away, an aspect of them still remains within you, remains
Mhm.
within your blood, within your DNA. So a lot of times you can connect to your loved ones through connecting to your DNA. And how I connect with my DNA is through meditation, because it allows the conscious mind, the monkey mind, right, to be able to control the monkey mind, right, and have it sit still instead of constantly having random thoughts flow through your head. It's a way of meditating, is a way of focusing that energy and being able to calm the monkey mind. So your subconscious can go to work. So when your subconscious goes to work, it allows you to have those experiences. It allows you to have the visitations of your spirit guides, of a particular ancestor to come through, for you to be able to channel information, which is receive information through your DNA, through your blood, you know. And some
Mm.
people call that intuition, you know what I mean? Like, I had an intuition. And so what's happening is you're channeling information that you already know from your soul. Your soul tells you, like you have based on your intuition and your soul, like a lot of things you already know, like it's already self-evident. The reason why you question it is because your ego a lot of times don't want to agree with what's factual and what's true. So you have to have that confirmation.
So is that why? So so I made I made a decision to, like, so I retired, and then
Mhm.
I had my travel business before I retired,
Okay.
but an opportunity presented itself, and I felt like it was based off of a vision that I had and direction from God. Why does it sound like my throat? And so it didn't happen the way that I thought that it was going to happen, or it didn't happen the way that I saw in my vision.
Okay.
So I've been questioning if maybe I should not have made that decision. But at the same time, I feel like it was the right decision because there are no mistakes. I made the right decision to free myself of actually, you know, working for someone else, because ultimately I want to be in business for myself.
Right.
But at the same time, the finances, I'm still like, I still feel like even though things have gotten better, it's still not where I thought that it would be right now. So I keep wondering if I made the right decision. And I hate that. I hate that feeling of questioning whether or not, or regretting the fact that I let my main job go,
Okay.
you know? So does that go back to is that the ego that you're talking about?
A lot of times what will happen is, what will come up is we make the decisions based on our heart, what we feel like we want. You know what I mean? Like this, like I deserve independence. I deserve not to be told what to do, when I can take a vacation, when I can take time off. I want independence for myself. So that's something that's based off of uh, what it is that you desire. So that's coming from your heart.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times you follow your heart because your heart will tell you like the truest part of yourself and what you desire the most. A lot of times what will come up is doubt once we make our decision. Once we think about what it is that we want, we make a decision to do so. We create action that will help that thought or whatever to manifest itself. And now it's like you're independent, you're free of a job, you make your own hours. And what happens is change will come about. Change will come about because that's part of life. That's part of,
Mm-hmm.
and seeing how bad you want it, you know what I mean? It doesn't mean that you made a wrong decision. It's just life. You know, life happens and it creates, you know, whenever we're faced with a challenge, then a lot of times that challenge can seem like it's overwhelming and overbearing to us. So a lot of times you have to stand still in the midst of the storm that you're facing, right? Because what happens is change will come about, or opposition will present itself. And based on you facing your fear in this opposition will empower you. Because if you fold, if you say, I knew it wasn't going to work, this came up, this happened, and I just can't do it anymore. I have to go out and do something different. I have to go out and get a job. So you've created fear in a decision that you've made that now has you backpedaling, right? It says, okay, I can't do it anymore because this opposition is in the way. So just stand still, hold firm, right, to the decision that you made. And then just like I said, call on whether it's God, whatever it is that you firmly believe in, and ask for guidance, ask for direction, ask for strength, whatever it is that you're facing. You know what I mean? You can say universe, you can say God, whatever it is that you believe in, just call upon those energies, and the feminine divine energy within yourself will make that connection with spirit to help you to overcome whatever it is that you're going through. You know what I mean? Like when I realized the source and the power of the energy that I needed to tune into, like I am not afraid of anything. One of the things I'm probably most, I would say, that would create some fear within me is getting into a swimming pool or going into the ocean and swimming, which I have to face that fear one day. I love water, I just can't swim. You know, that would be like I guess that would be like if you got Superman and you knew one thing that would create a downfall or create a weakness.
It's kryptonite.
Kryptonite, yeah, that's kryptonite. You know, pushing me in the pool and hoping that I could swim. You know what I'm saying? You might be jumping in there after me trying to save me. So yeah, so I said all of that to say that that no matter, it's based on how bad do you truly want it. You know what I'm saying? Based off of the decision that you made. How bad do you really want to succeed in the travel industry? Like if this is something that you're truly passionate about and that you can see it, you know, to the end, you know, no matter what you're going through, then stay firm, stay still within the midst of your storm that you're going through. And that as long as you do that and you have faith and you set your intentions to overcome, to have, you know, wealth, prosperity, and abundance, and you know that it is yours, you know, then stand firm and connect to that source, connect to that energy source, you know, because it's on the way. You know what I mean? A breakthrough is on the way for you. You just have to know that it's on the way. Don't worry about it. Don't contemplate on what date it's going to get here. Just stand firm. Wake up every day saying affirmations, you know, I will overcome. Today will be a better day. Whatever affirmations you're going to make up, to say those affirmations on a daily basis, no matter what you're going through, because thing is a test. You're going through a test right now to see if you really deserve it, if you really want it. And if this is something that you truly desire, then you need to stand in your faith.
I'll be glad when this test is over. I don't like this part.
It happens to everybody. Hey, if you're in business for yourself, it's going to happen. You know, like I say, like for instance, like you could go somewhere when you go to these parlors and you see these Asians or whatever, they will have like their Buddha up. They will have like Lakshmi. This is Lakshmi. They will have Lakshmi up. They will have Ganesha up or whatever. So these are actual energies that they have in their business establishment that they put them at the front door. So when people come in, you know what I mean? They see that and they say, oh, okay, you know, or whatever. But they're basically, they put it at the front door to bring more business, to bring more abundance, to bring more wealth and finances to their business. And so that's why they do that. Anytime you go get your nails done, your hair done, or you know, pedicure, manicure, watch whenever you go into these establishments.
Oh yeah, I see it. It's right up in the front. It's right there at the front door.
And something that you will always notice, they stay packed. There's times where it's low on certain days where it's not much traffic, but on the weekend, they are packed.
Yep, and they'll put fruit out.
Yeah.
Apples and oranges and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because they have made a connection to source energy within that certain entity that's bringing in energy of wealth, abundance, prosperity, you know. So certain things that you have to implement within whatever it is that you're that you want to practice. Yeah. Because trust me.
So Go ahead.
No,
I was just going to ask you about the deity that I need. You have the book.
Right. So yeah, just,
and I think
if you choose to order this book or whatever, you can get it off of Amazon. Deity Linkage Manual. And that's by S. Or you can actually, I have another book here too. I don't know how you're going to cover this book. Encyclopedia of Spirits.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So
Oh, wow.
the ultimate guide to the magic of fairies, genies, demons, ghosts, gods, and goddesses by Judica Owls.
Oh, okay. I'll write
So
that down.
in this one, they have entities of over 1,000, as well as their likes and dislikes, how to communicate with specific spirits for your own benefit, how to recognize these spirits when they manifest themselves, the mythological and historical events associated with specific spirits, the colors, days, numbers, and astrological signs associated with specific spirits. So, for instance, like Lakshmi, it's funny that I just turned to this page and I have on her shirt, right?
Uh-huh.
So Lakshmi it shows the origin, it's from India, also known as Lakshmi, Shri Diva, and Kamala, and it's the lotus. So you always notice that she's on a lotus flower. So it just talks about Lakshmi is the lady of wealth, good fortune, and beauty, bestows abundance. Lakshmi is the spirit of luxury and happiness. She brings vitality to all living things. She is one of the most beloved spirits of modern India. Lakshmi is actively venerated by some of 1 billion Hindus as well as Buddhists. All right. So it's just telling you some different things about Lakshmi, who her consort is. In earlier manifestations, Lakshmi was an independent deity who was worshipped without a male partner. However, she is now considered Vishnu's wife. So her would be gold, the day would be Friday. The bird is an owl that serves as a mount. The animals that surround her is usually a cow or elephant. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's just,
Mm-hmm.
then like towards the back of the book, it has like certain illnesses people have or whatever. Let's see what it is.
I never knew there was an encyclopedia of different types of spirits. That's interesting.
Yeah. So
A
like
lot out there.
it is. It is. So like if you're going through respiratory problems, let's just say, I'll say a stroke, right? If you know someone that has had a stroke or going through a stroke, you would want to call on a deity, Amadan or Malala, Milalo, Malila, Milalo, Milalo,
Mhm.
how you pronounce it. So you call on
Mhm.
energies. If you're say like if you're doing a prayer or you want to, I don't know, do like a healing session for them or whatever.
Mhm.
They may be in a hospital or they may be home or whatever, and you want to do a little ritual for them. Those are things that you would call on. For like lottery, luck, or numbers, I've used this before, but here's this help, and I'm gonna tell you my experience with this. So the lottery, luck, and numbers: Golden Boy, Joan the Wad, Madama La, Maya Knock, Mamie Waters, and Nang Takanian, and Serenade La. So I wrote down those numbers. I'm sorry, numbers. I wrote down those deities, and I wrote it on an index card.
Mhm.
So as I wrote it on an index card, I went into Publix. I spent like $10 on the lottery. So before I went in there, I said those names. And I said, I'm asking for your assistance, for your guidance to bring in wealth, luck, prosperity as I play these lottery numbers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So mote it be. So I went in there, spent like $10 on the scratch off. I went somewhere else, like $10 on the scratch off. So I came back to the car, I scratched them off, and I won $100 on each one of them. Then I was sitting there laughing. I was like, "No, this can't be. This can't be real. This can't be real." The next day, I did the same thing. I spent $10 more on another scratch off and won $100. So that's just basically showing that the confirmation there
Whoa.
happened 3 times. And I didn't win like a 20. I didn't win $20 or I didn't win $30. I won $100 each time I did it. So that lets you know that there is
Power in the spirits.
power in calling on those names.
Mm-hmm.
So I just did it as an experiment to see, and it worked out.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but now when I do it, not so much so. But it was just, I think that was like a confirmation in saying, "Hey, quit doubting that this is going to work."
This is real. Uh-huh.
So it happened that one time for me, just to show me.
Yeah.
Yeah, we ain't playing. You know what I mean? Like, you call on us, we're gonna be here.
Gotcha. Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So I will start being more deliberate with my not manifestations, but my meditation. And I'll probably get like an actual journal where I can really write down my intentions
Right.
and then put fire to them,
Mm-hmm.
and
And just tear out the sheet and then say your little prayer, whatever it is you want to manifest or to come into your reality. And then just, because when you light the flame, you're basically sending it up like a message to the universe.
So let me ask you this. So the ones that I have written so far that I did not put a flame to, should I put a flame to those?
Whatever you feel drawn to do. You know what I mean? Like, if you go back and you happen to look at them and you say, okay, is this something that I truly want to manifest and to, have intentional creation to, show up in my life? And then if you agree with those terms, basically you just, say what you want to say to manifest it. So basically you say your little prayer, I'm calling down the elements, earth, water, wind, fire, air, to help assist me in manifesting my greatest desires. I wrote in this and light it, whatever. And once you light it, you want to see it, that the flame will engross the whole message or whatever. And then once it turns to ashes, then you know that the message is sent off, because it will start to smoke. And then and what I suggest to do too as well, you don't necessarily have to do it indoors. Like, you could do it out on the porch, or you can go out wherever you wish to go out, do it like that. And then
should I do it on a certain day?
If you choose to on a certain day, you can.
Like, since now we know what my numbers are, what would be the best day to do my intentions? Right.
So you can look at it like this, right? If 22 is your number, let's just say, okay, we use, let's see. So if we look at your life path number, I think.
That was 3.
Right. And what did we say your life path?
It was 3. Life path was 3. Gift was 4. Expression was 6.
Okay.
And soul was 2.
Right. So everyday ups and downs, we all have a particular theme to our lives, sort of a flow. So yeah, so I would use your life path number. So your life path number is number 6. I'm sorry, it's number 3. Life path number is number 3. So I would do it on like you could even say, okay, the first day of the week is actually Sunday. So it's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So if you choose to do it on a Tuesday or Wednesday, you could do it on that day. Or you can go by the 3rd day of the month or the 3rd day of the of your calendar. So the 3rd day of the month or the 3rd.
So can I go by the 23rd? Like, so tomorrow's the 23rd.
Yeah.
So I can do the 23rd because there's a 3 in there, right?
Yeah. And it also has the number 2, which is the month that you was born.
Okay.
So it's ironic that today is the 22nd. The day that you were born is the 22nd. And we're talking manifesting things. Yeah. That's pretty interesting.
I'm gonna write my intentions today and then put fire to them tomorrow.
Okay. Sounds good. And then when you do that, I don't want you to think about, when it's going to happen, when it's supposed to happen, stuff like that. Just know that.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Just know that it's gonna happen. Okay.
Just know that it's going to happen. Just have unshakable faith that you know that it's on its way.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. Cool.
All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording.